ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः. Respected friends, welcome all. The Lokasevaka, Dharmastapaka, Viragi, Bhakta, Shishya, Mumukshu, Jignasu, Shrota, Sadhaka, परिश्रमी प्रेरित प्रशांत गंभीर संस्कृत भाषा ज्ञाता व्याकरण सहित गुरु उपासक दैवोपासक शास्त्र मननकर्ता निधिध्यासनकर्ता तत्वानुभवी अनुभव निष्ठित. These व्यक्तित्वास we have to keep on strengthening consciousness. For that we need to have the Kripa Anugraha of the Parabrahma Tattva, Ishvara Tattva, Jaganmatru Tattva, Devatagana, Guru Gana and Shastra Gana. For that, continuously, so many of the things to be done, we have to keep on doing. One of them, few of them are what we are doing here. Our classes, in this particular class, the 6 things we are doing. The Ganavati Stotras, the Veda Parayanam, the common sense thought, the Shanti Mantra Sankalpa, Upanishad Mantra Ucharana, Upanishad Mantra Adhyanam with Bhashyam. They are all consciously aimed at this one. May, by the grace of all that, the thing which we have to gain, the conviction regarding the truth, the ability to do the sadhana, and then reaching out to the sadhya nearest. Pray it happen to all of us. As we know, in Shwethashwathara, we are studying the Panchamodhyaya, Tatpada exhaustively explained, the Brahma Tattva. Now the Tvampada, the JEEVA, will be explained in the 4 slokas. Very, very important mantra to be studied exhaustively, repeatedly till the picture becomes clear and remains in our heart, and we also know what we have to do to rise above this Jiva Bhava to realize the Anubhava of the Tattva. Let us start with our Ganesha Stotras today. Respected friends, welcome you all. 2 Stotras will be chanting today for 4 minutes. Then equal time we do the Veda Parayanam. Then the equal time the common sense thought. Then the equal time for our Upanishad Adhyanam. Now the stotra first is Shri Ganesha Mantra Prabhava Stuti. Om Shri Ganeshanugrahena Sakala Bhahyabhyantara Vigna Nirmula Dvara Riddhi Siddhi Buddhi Shastra Jnana Sadhana Prapti Dvara Atmanubhava Siddhyartham Shri Ganesha Mantra Prabhava Stuti Vayam Sarve Karishyamahe. Start. ओम श्री गणेश मंत्र प्रभाव स्तुति. ओम ओमित्यादौ वेदविदोऽयं प्रवदन्ति ब्रह्माद्यायं लोकविधाने प्रणमन्ति योऽन्तर्यामी प्राणिगणानां गणानां हृदयस्थः तं विघ्नेशं दुःखविनाशं कलयामि. गंगा शंकर संतोषकवृत्तं गंधर्वाली गीतचरित्रं सुपवित्रं यो देवानामादिरनादिर्जगदीशः तं विघ्नेशं दुःखविनाशं कलयामि. गच्छेत् सिद्धिं यन्मनुजापि कार्याणां गन्तापारं संसृतिसिन्धोर्यद्वेत्ता गर्वग्रन्थेर्यः किल भेत्ता गणराजः तं विघ्नेशं दुःखविनाशं कलयामि तन्येत्युच्चैर्वर्णजमादौ पूजार्थं यद्यत्रान्तः पश्चिमकोणे निर्दिष्टं बीजं ध्यातुः पुष्टिदमात्वरणवाक्यैः तं विघ्नेशं दुःखविनाशं कलयामि पद्भ्यां पद्मश्रीमदहृद्भ्यां प्रत्यूषे मूलाधाराम्भोरुहभास्वत् भानुभ्यां योगीयस्य प्रत्यहमजपार्पणदक्षः तं विघ्नेशं दुःखविनाशं कलयामि तत्त्वं यस्य श्रुतिगुरुवाक्यैरधिगत्य ज्ञानी प्रारब्धानुभवान्ते निजधाम शान्ताविद्यस्तत्कृतबोध स्वयमीयात् तं विघ्नेशं दुःखविनाशं कलयामि ये ये भोगा लोकहितार्था सपुमार्थाः ये ये योगा साध्यसुलोका सुकृतार्थाः ते सर्वे स्युर्यन्मनुजपतः पुरुषाणां तं विघ्नेशं दुःखविनाशं कलयामि नत्वा नित्यं यस्य पदाब्जं मुहुरर्थी निर्द्वैतात्मा खण्डसुखस्याधतमोहः कामान् प्राप्नोतीति किमाश्चर्यमिदानीं तं विघ्नेशं दुःखविनाशं कलयामि मस्तप्रोद्यच्छन्द्रकिशोरं करिवक्त्रं पुस्ताक्षस्रक्पाशसृणीस्फीतकराब्जं शूर्पश्रोत्रं सुन्दरगात्रं शिवपुत्रं तं विघ्नेशं दुःखविनाशं कलयामि सिद्धान्तार्थां सिद्धिगणेश स्तुतिमेनां सुब्रह्मण्याह्वय सूर्युक्तामनुयुक्ताम् उक्त्वा श्रुत्वापेक्षितकार्यं निर्विघ्नं मुक्त्वा मोहं बोधमुपेयात् तद्भक्तः इति श्री सुब्रह्मण्य योगी कृत श्री गणेश मंत्र प्रभाव स्तुति। एक और करते हैं। बहुत सारे स्तोत्र हैं, अद्भुत स्तोत्र। ओम अथ श्री गणेश वज्र पंजर स्तोत्रम। ओम अथ ध्यानम। ओम त्रिनेत्रं गजास्यं चतुर्बाहुधारं परश्वादिशस्त्रैर्युतं भालचन्द्रं नराकारदेहं सदा योगशान्तं गणेशं भजे सर्ववन्द्यं परेशं बिन्दुरूपो वक्रतुण्डो रक्षतु मे हृदि स्थितः देहान् चतुर्विधान् तत्त्वान् तत्त्वाधारः सनातनः देहमोहयुतं ह्येक दन्तः सोऽहं स्वरूपदृक् देहिनं मां विशेषेण रक्षतु भ्रमनाशकः महोदरस्तथा देवः नानाबोधान् प्रतापवान् सदा रक्षतु मे बोधा नन्दसंस्थो ह्यहर्निशं साङ्ख्यान् रक्षतु साङ्ख्येशः गजाननः सुसिद्धिदः असत्येषु स्थितं मां स लम्बोदरश्च रक्षतु सत्सु स्थितं सुमोहेन विकटो मां परात्परः रक्षतु भक्तवात्सल्यात् सदैकामृतधारकः आनन्देषु स्थितं नित्यं मां रक्षतु समात्मकः विघ्नराजो महाविघ्नैर्नानाखेलकर प्रभुः अव्यक्तेषु स्थितं नित्यं धूम्रवर्णः स्वरूपदृक् मां रक्षतु सुखाकारः सहजः सर्वपूजितः स्वसंवेद्येषु संस्थं मां गणेशः स्वस्वरूपदृक् रक्षतु योगभावेन संस्थितो भवनायकः अयोगेषु स्थितं नित्यं मां रक्षतु गणेश्वरः निवृत्तिरूपदृक् साक्षात् असमाधिसुखे रतः योगशान्तिधरो मां तु रक्षतु योगसंस्थितं गणाधीशः प्रसन्नात्मा सिद्धिबुद्धिसमन्वितः पुरो मां गजकर्णश्च रक्षतु विघ्नहारकः वाह्न्यां यां यां च नैऋत्यां चिन्तामणिर्वरप्रदः रक्षतु पश्चिमे ढुण्डिर्हेरम्बो वायुदिक्स्थितं विनायकश्चोत्तरे तु प्रमोदश्चेषदिक्स्थितम् ऊर्ध्वं सिद्धिपतिः पातु बुद्धिशोधः स्थितं सदा सर्वाङ्गेषु मयूरेशः पातु मां भक्तिलालसः यत्र यत्र स्थितं मां तो सदा रक्षतु योगपः पुरशुपाशसंयुक्तः वरदाभयदारकः इदं गणपतेः प्रोक्तं वज्रपञ्जरकं परं धारयस्व महादेव विजयी त्वं भविष्यसि य इदं पञ्जरं धृत्वा यत्र कुत्र स्थितो भवेत् न तस्य जायते क्वापि भयं नानास्वभावजम् यः पठेत् पञ्जरं नित्यं स ईप्सितमवाप्नुयात् वज्रसारतनुर्भूत्वा चरेत् सर्वत्र मानवः त्रिकालं यः पठेन्नित्यं स गणेश इवापरः निर्विघ्नः सर्वकार्येषु ब्रह्मभूतो भवेन्नरः यः शृणोति गणेशस्य पञ्जरं वज्रसंज्ञकम् आरोग्यादिसमायुक्तः भवते गणपप्रियः धनं धान्यं पशून् विद्याम् आयुष्यं पुत्रपौत्रकं सर्वसम्पत्समायुक्तम् ऐश्वर्यं पठनात् लभेत् न भयं तस्य वज्रात्तु चक्रात् शूलात् भवेत् कदा शङ्करादेर्महादेव पठनात् अस्य नित्यशः यं यं चिन्तयते मर्त्यः तं तं प्राप्नोति शाश्वतं पठनादस्य विघ्नेशः पञ्जरस्य निरन्तरं लक्षावृत्तिभिरेवं सः सिद्धपञ्जरको भवेत् स्तम्भयेदपि सूर्यं तु ब्रह्माण्डं वशमानयेत् एवमुक्त्वा गणेशानः अन्तर्दधे मुनिसत्तमा शिवो देवादिभिर्युक्तः हर्षितः सम्बभूवः इति श्रीमन्मुद्गलमहापुराणे धूम्रवर्णचरिते वज्रपञ्जरकथनं नाम त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सो गणेश स्तोत्रम गणेश हृदय कवचम हृदयम अवतार स्तोत्रम all of them will chant in our other classes. Now let us do our Vedic chanting for equal 6-7 minutes. Om Mata Veda Parayanam Rugvedaha Dashamamandalам Atha Chatustrimshatyadika Shatatamanuvakarabhya 134. ॐ उभेयदिन्द्ररोदसी आपप्राथोषा इव महान्तन्त्वा महीनां सम्राजं चर्षणीनां देवी जनित्र्यजीजनद्भद्रा जनित्र्यजीजनतो अवस्मदुर्हणा यतो मर्तस्य तनुः स्थिरम् अधस्पदं तमिं कृतियो अस्मा आदिदेशति देवी जनित्र्यजीजनद्भद्रा जनित्र्यजीजनत् अवत्या बृहतीरिषो विश्वश्चन्द्रा अमित्रहन् शचीभिः शक्रधूनुहिन्द्र ईन्द्र विश्वाभिरोतिभिर्देवी जनित्र्यजीजनत् भद्रा जनित्र्यजीजनत् अभयत्वं शतक्रतविन्द्रविश्वानि धूनुषे रयिं न सुन्वते स च सहस्रणीभिरूतिभिर्देवी जनित्र्यजीजनद्भद्रा जनित्र्यजीजनत् अवस्वेदा इवाभितो विश्वक्वतन्तु दिद्यवः दूर्वाया इव तन्तव्यो व्यन्मदेतु दुर्मतिर्देवी जनित्र्यजीजनद्भद्रा जनित्र्यजीजनत् दीर्घं ह्यङ्कुशं यथा शक्तिं बिभर्षिमन्तु महा पूर्वेण मघवन्पदाजो वयाम् यथा यमो देवी जनित्र्यजी जनद्भद्रा जनित्र्यजी जनत न किर्देवामिनीमसि न किरायोपयामसि मन्त्रश्रुत्यञ्चरामसे पक्षेभिरपि कक्षेभिरत्राभिसंरभामहे यस्मिन् वृक्षे सुफलाशे देवैः सम्पिबते यमः अत्रा नो विश्वतिः पिता पुराणा अनुवेनते पुराणा अनुवेनन्तं चरन्तं पापयामुया असूयान्नभ्यचाकशं तस्मा अस्पृहयं पुनः यङ्कुमारनवं रथमचक्रं मनसा कृणोः एकेशं विश्वतः प्राञ्चमपश्यन्नधितिष्ठसे यङ्कुमारप्रावर्तयो रथं विप्रेभ्यस्परे तं सामानुप्रावर्तत समितो नाव्याहितं कुकुमारमजनयत् रथं को निरवर्तयत् कः स्वित्तदस्द्य नो ब्रूयादनुदेयी यथा भवदनुदेयी ततो अग्रमाजयत पुरस्ताद् बुध्न आततः पश्चान्निरयणं कृतम् इदं यमस्य साधनं देवमानं यदुच्यते यमस्य धम्यते नाळीरयङ्गेर्भिः परिष्कृतः 136 केश्यग्निं केशे विशं केशे बिभर्तिरोदसे केशे विश्वं स्वदृशे केशीदं ज्योतिरुच्यते मुनयो वातरशनाः विशङ्गावसते मला वातस्यानुद्राजिं यन्ति यद्देवासो कवीक्षता उन्मदिता मौने येन वातागम् आतस्थिता वयं तस्तिमा वयं शरीरेदस्माकं यूयं मर्तासो अभि पश्यथ अन्तरिक्षेण पतति विश्वारूपावचाकशद मुनिर्देवस्य देवस्य सौकृत्याय सखाहिदः वातस्याश्वो आयोः सखाथो देवेशितो मुनिः उभौ समुद्रावाक्षेति यश्च पूर्व उतापरः अप्सरसां गन्धर्वाणां मृगाणां चरणे चरन् केशीकेतस्य विद्वान् सखा स्वादुर्मदिन्तमः वायुरस्मा उपामन्तत्पिनष्टि स्म पुनन्नमा केशी विषस्य पात्रेण यद्रुद्रेणापिबत्सः 137 उददेवा अवहितं देवा उन्नयथा पुनः उतागश्चक्रुषं देवा देवा जीवयथा पुनः द्वाविमौ वातौ वात आसिन्धोरापरावतः दक्षन्ते अन्य आवातु वत्परान्यो वातु यद्रवः आवातवाहि भेषजं विवातवाहि यद्रवः त्वं हि विश्वभेषजो देवानां दूत ईयसे आत्वागमं शन्तातिविरतो अरिष्टतातिभिः दक्षन्ते भद्रमाभार्षम् आभार्षं परायक्ष्मं सुवामि ते त्रायन्तामिह देवास्त्रायतां मरुताङ्गणः त्रायन्तां विश्वाभूतानि यथा यमरपा असद आप इद्वा उभेशजीरापो अमीव चाथनीः आपः सर्वस्य भेषजीस्तास्ते कृण्वन्तु भेषजम् हस्ताभ्यां शाखाभ्यां जिह्वावाचः पुरोगमे अनामयित्नुभ्यां त्वाताभ्यां त्वोप स्पृशामसि One more 138 तवत्य इन्द्रसख्येषु वह्नय ऋतं मन्वाना व्यदर्दिरुर्बलौ यत्रादशस्यन्नुषसो ऋणन्नभः उत्साय मन्मन्नः ह्यश्च दंसयः अवासृजः प्रस्वश्वञ्चयो गिरीनुदाज उस्रा अपिबो मधुप्रियम् अवर्धयो वनिनो अस्य दंससा शुशोच सूर्यऋतजातया गिरा विसौर्यो मध्ये अमुचद्रथं दिवो विदद्धासाय प्रतिमानमार्यः दृढानि विप्रोरसुरस्य मायिन इन्द्रो व्यास्यच्चक्रुवा आरुजिष्वना अनाधृष्टानि धृषितो व्यास्यन्निधीरदेवा अमृणदायस्यः मासे वसूर्यो वसुपुर्यमाददे गृणान शत्रूगं रशृणाद्विरुक्मथा अयुद्धसेनो विभाविबिन्ददादाशद्वृत्रः तुज्यानि तेजते इन्द्रस्य वज्रादविभेदभिष्णतः प्राक्रामच्छून्ध्यो रजहादुषा अनः एतात्याते श्रुत्यानि केवलायदेक एकमकृणोर यज्ञं मासां विधानमदधा अधिद्यवित्वया विभिन्नं भरति प्रतिम्बिदा ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Right, very good. Friends, in our today's common sense thought, the one or two or three topics are to be simply discussed or shared with or just reminded ourselves about. One is, yes, definitely, whatever has been done in the past by us, Vesti Samashti, it has its continuous influence on us. No doubt. Yet, by believing and by practicing, we have to strengthen our effort. We have to strengthen our free will. We have to strengthen our Purushartha. Having full Shraddha that I can do my Purushartha. Having the Shraddha that when the Purushartha is done, not only it will help me in balancing the prarabdha from the past, but also it will help me in the better prarabdha in the future. With this Shraddha, because we are Purusha. Purusha is human being. Human being is Purusha. Means the one who is called, who has got the Purushartha Samarthya, Prayatna Samarthya. So, having the faith in that Purushartha when done, it will give great results. Having the faith in oneself that we can perform our Purusharthas with this faith theoretical, practically we have to become the Purusharthi, the Prayatna Shila, the effortful. More and more focus, more and more intense efforts should be there from us in putting the efforts. अपने पुरुषार्थ के ऊपर श्रद्धा रखो और उसको करते जाओ. आई कैन डू एस्पेक्ट, आई मस्ट डू एस्पेक्ट, आई शैल डू एस्पेक्ट, हियर आई एम डूइंग एस्पेक्ट has to be strengthened. Many a times, blaming that prarabdha, blaming others, we just happen to not perform even small little things also. Many of the people. And there are some people, though go through the toughest of the prarabdhas, yet believe in Purushartha and then with all these struggles, even do the best which is otherwise impossible, which would have been impossible to others, and for him as also it was next to impossible, but he made it possible. There are people in spiritual field too, in the outer worldly activities also we can see people, है ना, असंभव को भी संभव अनहोनी को होनी, है ना, दैट इम्पॉसिबल में दैट आई के ऊपर that particular mark is put, then he says it is not impossible, it is I am possible. I am possible means it's possible for me to do and achieve. So that thought continuously by entertaining, like Bhagavan Vyasa, Bhagavan Adi Shankara, Puja Gurudeva, like great Mahatmas, how much aggressively they believed and practically did their Purushartha. They were also human from this standpoint. They were also having the Upadis. They also have the Upadis, natural limitations. Yet you can see their achievements, and that's because of the Purushartha. So from today onwards, 3rd September 2025, we will be believing more in Purushartha and we will be practically doing our Purushartha means our efforts. There should not be a moment where some or the other conscious effort is not done to achieve something. Right? Remember when we study deep Vedanta, the Brahman is the Akarta, the Abhokta. That is the ultimate reality to be realized. That's the truth. But to reach to that state of being, we have to be, freeing ourselves from all obstacles. And there we need to do. And that's why you see, coincidentally, with this common sense thought, in our yesterday's Bhagavad Gita also, conclusion of our sixth shlokas, Bhashyam, before the beginning of 47, Bhagavan Shankara said, isn't it? Kupavapi udakastaniyamapi karma kartavyam. And today we will see karmanyeva adhikarate. So Purushartha Samarthya we have to invoke. It is there, dormant. In some of us, little it is expressing. In many of us and all of us, much more it can be made to express, irrespective of our age. Isn't it? At that particular age, what can be done, that should be done. And a person, a youngster too, can say, I can't do, and refrain from doing. An oldie of 90 years also can say, I shall do, and he can do. So the thought is more reliance on our Purushartha and really doing Purushartha consciously than becoming lazy or irresponsible or non performer on the pretext of prarabdha or difficulties or the opportunities are not there, etc. Or to my efforts, I am not getting success. Therefore, I will not put my efforts. These are all non positive, they are all negative, not to be encouraged at all. First point is this. Ki drishti will be more and more on performance, on purushartha, on doing. Let's see that performance word also, purushartha, from that only it came. Keep on working, working. Second is what? The purushartha should be in what? In four things we'll talk about. Huh? First purushartha definitely is in, obviously, in doing our swadharma karma. In that, whatever is required for our life, our sustenance, all are included. At no point of our life we should have any regret or failure because of non-performance. And we are seeing always, not once, at least 100 times we saw this thought that the failure is never in failing. Failure is always in failing in putting the efforts. So too, success is not in succeeding. Success is in the success of performance or acting. If you succeed in working, the success will come definitely. If you fail in putting efforts, we already failed. The outer success and failure have nothing to do. They are only obvious consequences. The real reasons are these two. So, the Swadharma Acharana Swasya Nirvahana, regarding that, the total performance Purusharth. Okay, एक बात. Think about it. Very expandable topic, but cut short enough for you as a thought for entertaining. So, what are the things I have to do for my maintenance? What are my swadharmas? It's a big topic. I'll discuss this on another day more exhaustively when the Lord gives us that opportunity. But the thing is, it's just like objectifying myself, analyzing myself, who am I? As me that way, what I am supposed to do. And then, am I doing all those things? See, this is called what I meant by Purushartha. It's a big subject. A hint is given. Like you do this with your servant. Who is he? My servant. I am giving him salary. So I have told him to do these things. What is he doing? Is he doing what I told? If yes, should I give him more money, promotion? If not, should I scold him? You know? Should I reduce his salary? Should I remove him? Don't we objectively do the analysis of the people, accordingly change our attitudes and our relations? Same we have to do with ourselves. Objectify myself. Who am I? What are the things I am expected to do? My swadharmas and all. Am I doing or not? अगर देखोगे ना तो 80% नाना नाना ही आएगा, बस मैक्सिमम 10-20% हाँ. From that, let us come to 100%. That's called the first thing. पुरुषार्थ हमें डे बाय डे इंक्रीज करना है. फर्स्ट पुरुषार्थ इज सेल्फ मेंटेनेंस एंड सेल्फ धर्म. Second one, little typical it is what? Depending on our own position capacities, we have to ensure that the people around us also are doing their dharma. Again, we have to ensure, we have to see, depending on our ability, capacity, position, whether we can demand, whether we can command, whether we can request, whether we can order. क्या कर सकते हो, करते हुए उनको धर्म कराना. Let's say you are a wife, so the dharma of your husband, see that he performs them. एक तो स्पिरिचुअल साधना दृष्टि से डोंट माइंड और बादर अबाउट एनी इंडिविजुअल, वो उनका प्रारब्ध है, तुम अपना ख्याल रखना. दैट इज ट्रू. बट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट समथिंग प्रैक्टिकल, ए कॉमन सेंस थॉट. बिकॉज व्हेन ही डज हिज धर्मास इट हेल्प्स यू टू एंड ही विल ग्रो. आज का टॉपिक वही होगा एक्चुअली, कर्मण्यवाधिकार रास्ते में. So to children, grandchildren, servants, इतने तो हो सकते हैं ना, whom we can in one way or the other remind them. And those are already doing like us or better than us, you need not tell them. There are some people who are better placed than us in doing their dharma. अब उनको कहोगे तो गुस्सा करेंगे, तुम कौन हो मेरे को बोलने वाले. Like आप में से कुछ लोग doing very well. Swami, you are wasting your time. You're already doing your duty. You will feel also. Agreed. But there are some who can be under our command or guidance or request or authority, कहीं जो भी हो, है कि ना, उनको अपना धर्म करवाने का कराना. I know to a very theoretical point which is impractical in today's stupid world of variety of arrogances is what? Every individual citizen of this country who is paying the taxes has a duty to get the duties performed by every government official. देखो ये ज्यादा थियरी हो जाती है, ये लोग सुनकर हंसते. लेफ्ट एंड राइट लेना एवरी गवर्नमेंट, यू आर गेटिंग योर लाइवलीहुड बिकॉज आई एम पेइंग टैक्स. इट इज माई धर्म टू सी टू इट दैट यू डू योर धर्म. अब देखो ये हाईएस्ट है, इवन प्राइम मिनिस्टर से लेकर सब, दे आर ऑल इलेक्टेड बाय अस. दे हैव टू डू देयर धर्म. वी हैव टू गेट देम टू दैट. वी हैव टू गेट इट डन. That authority, it's a, though it's theoretical, but it is true. Because of those people, those government people, have nobody to question them and nobody to ask them. Therefore, the work is slow or work is negative. कोई पूछने वाले नहीं है ना. एंड कौन पूछेंगे? हु इज गवर्नमेंट? गवर्नमेंट मीन्स प्रजा ओनली इन द डेमोक्रेसी. वी हैव इलेक्टेड यू एंड वी आर गिविंग यू सैलरी. आवर मनी यू आर गेटिंग इट. है ना. इफ इन इंडिया इन 140 crores में एटलीस्ट 1 करोड़ तो गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉइज होंगे, स्टेट सेंट्रल. 140 लोगों में एक बंदा तो होगा. दे आर ऑल ईटिंग माई मनी. I am paying through every purchase. I am paying through the taxes to them. So are they doing their duty then? Isn't it? That's called as getting others do their dharma. Yes, you have that. And the way of telling should be suitable to the occasion and to the person. What you can tell to your son, you cannot tell the neighbor's son. है ना. नाइबर के सन को डांट कर बोल सकते, बिकॉज आउट ऑफ रेस्पेक्ट विल लिसन. यूर सन यू हैव टू बेग ओनली बिकॉज इट्स ऑलरेडी ऑन योर हेड. दिन बदल गए बाबा, है कि नहीं. दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग वेयर वी हैव टू सी, बिकॉज पीपल हैव बिकम इररेस्पॉन्सिबल nowadays. that they don't do their own dharma and then they don't ensure others to do. The countries like Singapore, why there is spick and span everywhere? Why everything is so neat and clean and beautiful? These are two things. Everybody performs their dharma. So, to ensure that others do the dharma, rather, others never require somebody else to remind them. That is the real maturity. And its effect you can see. That's the Purushartha. इन इंडिया खुद हम नहीं करते और दूसरों को बोलते भी नहीं. कोई भी कैसे भी पशु की तरह जीवे. Worst, and on the name of spirituality, we become more lazy also, more irresponsible. Spirituality is after Swadharma done, not by giving up or foregoing Swadharma. कभी कहीं भी किसी भी शास्त्र में ऐसा नहीं कहा. When said, भगवान said, सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य is equal to after performing. Then mamekam sharana. Right? This is what is the second thing. First Purushartha is our own dharma nirvahana. Second is getting others done. Third one also is typical, peculiar. It can be less contextual, or you can even, some of you may select delete, but I believe it. That ensuring that our Sanatana Dharma is practiced by us, and also ensured that the great grand glory as this Sanatana Haindava Dharma, which is coming from ages, from the beginning of creation, that also is being made popular. People become aware of it and its glory, and they are also practiced. उसमें भी हमारा पुरुषार्थ का आवश्यकता है. Some may find it to be out of topic, but then I feel personally that is the topic. Because in all the dharmas that are taught to us by the Sanatana Dharma, there are these four things. One, individual's growth outside. Two, individual's growth inside. Three, the total's growth outside. Four, the total's growth inside. I am sure about it, about when we do what is said by our ancestors, which we call as the Sanatana Vaidika Dharma and Sanskriti, that all these are achieved for individual and total and inner and outer. Inner peace and happiness and spirituality, outer necessary prosperity will all be there when we do all the dharmas that are prescribed to us by our Sanatana Dharma. It's a duty of every one of us to study it, understand it, and express it. Practically doing it and making others do. The earlier said Sadharma is our professional dharmas, our simple Varnashrama dharmas. Now this Sanatana Dharma is the upasanas, the yajnas, the values, all of them come in it. It's a duty. Our Rama lived like this, said like this. Let us also live and talk and let others also know who is Rama, what has he done. And the glory of Rama, we don't talk, and the other nonsense people who want to destroy Hinduism, they just talk about Rama negative. Ab dekho, then what's the use of Rama having taken avatar in this dharma? Or what is the use of us being born in Hinduism? Then? If we cannot understand Rama, his glory, and live like him and listen from him and make the Rama known to the people, as a Rama or a Krishna or whether it avatars or rishis or munis, whether child prodigies and prodigies in every of the field. ये सारे पुराणों में इतिहासों में कहानियां किस लिए है? ये सिनेमा निकालने के लिए बस, हाँ, पैसे बनाने के लिए क्या उससे? अरे महाराज, they have to be really brought into practice. Whether it is the Shravana Kumara's devotion to the parents, whether it is Sri Rama's Pitruvakya Paripalanas, whether it is the Hanumanji's the Mantri Bhakti, Dasi Bhakti, whatever the millions of things are there, each one should take up one and they should make it known to the people. Like Puja Gurudev took up the glory of Gita and Upanishads to be, brought to the notice of the people. He has done. to Sanatana Dharma Seva, Haindava Samskriti Seva. He has done, no? He did not keep quiet कि मैं अभी ब्रह्म हो गया हूं, मुझे कुछ नहीं करना. अरे think about it. I believe this is what is lacking in today's world. Somehow or the other, most glorious is Sanatana Dharma and least valued is Sanatana Dharma. Least publicized, least practiced, least glorified. Some people do in their own cocooned way थोड़ा थोड़ा, और उसमें भी अपने स्वयं के, मेरा रोग दूर हो जाए, मेरे को स्वस्थता मिल जाए, मेरे को पैसे मिल जाए. अब इतना वेरी लो नैरो सेल्फिश मोड. है ना that how many people go to Tirupati Bala? 1 lakh people every day. 1 lakh people में अगर सारे 1 लाख मिलकर पूरा सनातन धर्म का पुनः अभिवृद्धि हो, हम प्रैक्टिस करेंगे सनातन धर्म, उसका प्रचार करेंगे, भगवान उसके लिए शक्ति दो, युक्ति दो. इफ दैट वे दे डू प्रार्थना, क्या हमारे सनातन धर्म का ऐसी स्थिति होगी? एवरीबडी गोज एंड सेज मेरा मेरा मेरा, एंड दैट आल्सो मेटेरियलिस्टिक. विथ मेटेरियलिस्टिक गोल, मेरा मेरा कहते हुए 10 लाख लोग भी हर दिन मंदिर जावे, तो समष्टि को, धर्म को क्या फायदा होगा बताओ? How many people go to temple is not important. Na? What are their wishes, prayers to God? That I will answer. प्रेयर ही हम नहीं करते हैं, संकल्प ही नहीं करते हैं, तो फिर थियोरेटिकली जानना, प्रैक्टिकली करना कब करेंगे? सनातन धर्म के लिए आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, टू विच वी बिलोंग. इज नॉट दैट आवर धर्म, आवर ड्यूटी टू सस्टेन इट? बोलो, थिंक अबाउट इट. हाउ मच वी आर नॉट taught about it. Nowhere we are taught. आप 15 साल स्कूल कॉलेज में पढ़ते हो, 20 साल, अरे तुम हिंदू रे तो हिंदू सनातन धर्म के लिए कुछ करो, करके बोलते ही नहीं, एज इफ इट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, एंड इट इज लाइक ए क्राइम ओनली जस्ट बिकॉज द कंट्री इज सेक्युलर. अरे भाई, आई बिलोंग टू दिस ग्रेट ट्रेडिशन ऑफ द ऋषि परंपरा, ऑफ द मुनि परंपरा, ऑफ द सनातन धर्म, द वैदिक संस्कृति. इट्स गिविंग मी सो मच एंड आई वो लॉट टू इट. देखो, इसमें आज तक थोड़ा पुरुषार्थ और ज्यादा होना चाहिए. I'm telling practically. People talk theory. Practical people are less. And people talk for their selfishness more than their loyalty to that dharma. That's why they are becoming famous, but not the dharma. अब देखो, पूज्य गुरुदेव, he never became famous, but because of him, the Sanatana Dharma, the Shastra, they became famous. That is right. In other many other cases, the Babajis become famous, but not the dharma. So बाबा का पूजा कर रहे हैं, not the धर्माचरण. The Baba should tell, यार, it's not me. I am talking about धर्म. धर्म का करो आचरण. अपना पूजा कराते हैं बाबा जी. अब देखो, that's whatever its rightness, wrongness, we have no authority to talk. But what we talk is this one. Positively, the glorious Sanatana Dharma, Sanskriti of Shastra Adhyanam, and through that the Chaturveda Purushartha Prapti, इसके बारे में जानकारी होना और उसका प्रचार करना, उसको करवाना प्रैक्टिकली. And one minimum least grossest sharira level thing one is done. That's called yoga asanas, a yoga day. 1 day per year yoga day. The remaining 364 are bhoga day. आई तो कहता हूँ अष्टांग योगा डे, उसमें यम डे, नियम डे, आसम डे, प्राणायाम, प्रत्याहार, धारणा, ध्यान डे, देन भक्ति डे, देन नवधा भक्ति डे, उसमें श्रवण डे, मनन, कीर्तन, श्रवणम वंदनम के, श्रवणम कीर्तन विष्णु स्मरणम पाद सेवनम अर्चनम वंदनम दास्यम सख्यम आत्म. एवरी डे शुड बी देयर फॉर वन 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 थिंग के लिए 1 डे होना है. इसी तरह वेदांत में विवेक डे, वैराग्य डे, शम डे, दम डे, उपरम डे, ऐसा होना चाहिए. सिर्फ एक दिन योगा डे, बाकी भोगा डे. डे मीन्स इन वॉट एवर द वे यू कैन इम्प्लीमेंट, यू डू इट. आत्मचिंतन डे, राम उपासना डे, वेयर इज द कंट्री डिक्लेयर्ड दैट? है ना? कहीं तो छुट्टी भी नहीं होते भगवान के जन्मदिन. मैं कहता छुट्टी दो मत, लेकिन आप इसमें पूजा कराओ. वो दिन वो गणपति को डेडिकेट करो if it is Ganesh Chaturthi. Yeah, because unless the human is tuned to the divine through bhakti and tuned to the divine to learn from him as to how to live, he will only be licentious. He thinks the life is only for the bhoga and the whole world is for his own bhoga. Then he explores, exploits, and destroys. Finally, he destroys himself, which is what is happening now. What can save a community or the world other than the glorious culture and tradition that's brought है ना डाउन टू अस बाय आवर एंसेस्टर्स? हाँ, उसमें कुछ होते हैं 5, 10, 15, कभी कभी 20% भी to be edited or to be even eliminated. But for the sake of that 5-10%, you are not practicing the remaining 80%. ये काहे की बोलो जस्टिस है बताओ? 10% yes may be not suitable to this age or 20%, but the 80% तो है ना, वो तो करो. इट्स लाइक द चाइल्ड. यार जस्ट 10-20% पापा ने गुस्सा किया होगा, पर बाकी 80% उनके कहने में जो सत्यता है वो तो करो ना. अब पूरा यू रिजेक्ट द फादर, यू इवन स्टॉप टॉकिंग टू हिम ओनली जस्ट बिकॉज ही स्कोल्डेड. अरे ही हैज डन इट फॉर योर गुडनेस ओनली. सी दैट हाउ वी मिस these things. Are they not essential? I to believe this one is very important, that the Krishi for our Vedic Hindava Samskriti Sanatana Dharma, consciously what you are doing, what I am doing. That's the perfect personal question. सिद्धांत रूपेण एंड प्रैक्टिकली टू, है ना? मैंने क्या किया पिछले मेरे इतनी जिंदगी में मेरे श्रुति सनातन धर्म के लिए? कितना किया, कितना कर सकता था, कितने अपॉर्चुनिटीज थे, जरूरत थे. So to everyone can think. You can think last one day, 1 week, 1 month for the glorious Sanatana Dharma to which you belong. What have you done? पीछे मुड़कर देखो तो 70-80 years we lived. We have not done even little loss. That's why we are not blessed. Born in this glorious dharma, still we are not growing because we are not invoking blessing, because we are doing nothing for it. Consciously. इतना aggressively करने का है, थोड़ा भी हम नहीं कर. You whatever little do again in that only our selfishness. This I am doing for my Sanatana Dharma. कब किया कोई संकल्प? थैंक गॉड हम कम से कम संकल्प हम करते हैं हर दिन. सनातन धर्म से वैदिक हिंदू संस्कृति है पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्त. ये हमारे सारे क्लासेस उसी के लिए डेडिकेट. दिस व्हाट मिनिमम आई कैन डू, बट मोर प्रैक्टिकली. When I say more practically, it's a big subject again, can be discussed. With all your human resources, your money resource, your health resource, your intelligence resource, start yourself an organization. Gather the people. Take up 1 or 2 or 3 projects. I want to spend the Gita glory, or Tulsi Ramayana glory, or Ramayana glory. By these various means, I'll invite those Mahatmas who speak on those Shastras. I'll organize camps, or I'll conduct competitions or seminars, or I'll jot down all the points from my Shastras, Gita, useful for the youth, and I take it to the schools and colleges. ऐसे हजारों चीज हो सकती. कुछ तो करो, बिना कुछ किए रहना उतना ठीक नहीं है. Then we won't get again the chance in this Sanatana Dharma to be born. I said it doesn't matter. I'll be born in Mongolia. ठीक है, if you are ready, go. मंगोलिया में भी कुछ कल्चर होगा, वहां भी वो भी नहीं करोगे तो फिर उधर भी जन्म नहीं मिलेगा, गोलिया में मिलेगा. Think about it. This is the third one. Dharma by myself, dharma of others, and the Sanatana. Then the fourth one, the Purushartha, obvious is the Adhyatmikata, our own sadhanas. I think about it, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. We'll talk tomorrow. It may not be sufficient today. Time, because we have to do other things. Thank you. The fourth thing we'll talk tomorrow. Hope I remember. कृष्णा वासुदेवा भगवान थोड़ा मत स्मृति ज्ञानम अपोहनम, तो स्मृति दिला देना इसका. ओम 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 सहना भवतु नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानां भवता जनता ओम ब्रह्मानंदम परमसुखदम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन मोक्ष प्राप्ति सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति धर्म संस्थापकानां निरंतर दिग्विजयः राममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणात् आरभ्य वैदिकैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां स्वसम्प्रतिष्ठा अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयाः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थं कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे पारायणमथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः तीसरा अध्याय का पारायण कर ले ओम य एको जालवान् ईशत ईशनीभिः सर्वान् लोकान् ईशत ईशनीभिः य एवैक उद्भवे सम्भवे च य एतद्विदुरमृतास्ते भवन्ति एको हि रुद्रो न द्वितीयायतस्तुः य इमान् लोकान् ईशत ईशनीभिः प्रत्यङ्जनान् तिष्ठति सञ्चुकोचान्तकाले संसृज्य विश्वा भुवनानि गोपाः विश्वतश्चक्षुरुत विश्वतो मुखः विश्वतो बाहुरुत विश्वतस्पातो संबाहुभ्यां धमति सम्पतत्रैर्द्यावा पृथ्वी जनयन् देव एकः यो देवानां प्रभवश्चोद्भवश्च विश्वाधिपो रुद्रो महर्षिः हिरण्यगर्भं जनयामास पूर्वं स नो बुद्ध्या शुभया संयुनक्तु beautiful mantras. I feel regretted, guilty every day while chanting them. कि पढ़ तो लिया लेकिन क्या किया साधना है ना good reminder these are the only things which again and again pull us away from the tamo guna and push us into the sadhanas right friends now the shashto mantra kritam तत्र तत्पदस्य शोधनं सम्पूर्णम् इदानीं सप्तममन्त्रादारभ्य तत्त्वं पदस्य शोधनम् अत्र उच्यते श्रुतिमातु द्वारा तो up to the seventh mantra sixth mantra tatpada is said in the last one tadveda guhyopanishatsu gudham tad brahma vedate brahma yonim. See how clear are the words and sentences and the meanings when we repeatedly listen and also when we listen with our intellects made pure single pointed. That means that Parabrahma, Veda Guhya Upanishadsu Gudam, secretly hidden for our information, inspiration, initiation, and discovery. In the Veda Guhyas, the secrecies of the Vedas called Upanishads. The Guhyata means little extra special effort you have to put. It won't happen by itself. The old age happens by itself. The bal gir jate by itself. The death comes by itself. The hunger thirst happen by themselves. The kamadi vikaras come by themselves. But the Veda Upanishad Ukta Brahma Jnana will not come by itself. You have to put special extra efforts. That's the meaning of the word Guhya. Anything secret means you have to put extra effort. अपने आप नहीं होता है करना पड़ता है one meaning of the word guhya, one interpretation, one way of understanding it for our upayoga, utility. Guhyata means extra effort. You know, everything. Going to the guru is an extra effort. And Viveka Vairagya, the gunas gathering is also extra effort. Unless you ask him, he will not tell. So you have to ask. That is extra effort. Like Krishna and Arjuna. How much Krishna loves Arjuna, batao. Yet did he tell Gita right from beginning? नहीं, क्योंकि that is the usul उनका ऐसे होता है. जब तक नहीं पूछोगे नहीं बताएंगे. So in that Yuddha Kshetra, Arjuna has put extra effort of surrendering and asking. That's why Bhagavan started telling. So, पूछना गुरु से भी extra effort. It's none of us have because we don't respect that knowledge. We don't want to have it. Therefore, we don't go and ask. And without asking, our asking, they just themselves give it. And कोई भी अपने आप कोई चीज देता बिना मांगे, we don't value it. That's why we don't value our classes. That's why we don't do the homeworks. That's why we don't gather this knowledge very deeply, nor we use it. Therefore, we don't grow. We still remain where we are, and still we continue classes. It is only a time pass. हमने पूछा नहीं ना, अपने आप फ्री में मिल रहा है हमको. That is the extra effort. Guhya means. Then when we ask, when he tells again, it's our extra effort to understand the things said the way he wants us to understand, not the way we want to interpret. That again extra effort of by saying these sentences, what my guru meant. वो extra effort. What I understand it. है ना वक्तृच्या तात्पर्यम नो वक्ता ने उस शब्द के द्वारा क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं उसको समझना सही समझ है नॉट हम जो समझना चाहते हैं दैट इज ईगो isn't it most of the time ego only works in us that's why ego only grows even with spirituality see the most funniest part that spirituality which is the only way for removal of the ego so that the total self is to express even in that spirituality what functions is ego only मैंने कितना बड़ा मैंने कितना जाना मैंने क्या किया अरे मैं बकरी that's an extra effort that not what I want to understand but what my guru says that's extra effort at that time only our need of devotion and surrender to the guru we understand then truly we consciously we surrender the saying that I am a devotee and surrendering is nothing at all compared to the real experience that yes I am devotee and surrendered at that level only the Dakshinamurti happens in the Guru and his disciple happens in us, wherein the words are not required for communication. That is called Guhya. गुरु के हर शब्द को गलत समझने वाले अपन है और क्या है गुरु और शिष्य का रिलेशन होना चाहिए गुरु ने कहा ही नहीं बट शिष्य ने समझ लिया मुंह से नहीं कहा गुरोस्तु मौनम व्याख्या दैट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ गुह्य इन ए सटल वे अब ये सब बताऊं तो फिर देन इट विल बी माइंड ब्लोइंग then the extra effort Guhya means what? After understanding them, it is we who have to take initiative and do sadhana today's common sense thought. Purusharth. That's the meaning of Veda Guhya Upanishatsu Godam. ये सब बताते जाऊं तो एक ही श्लोक एक महीना लगेगा. So somehow we are doing, but many more that can be understood through this mantra. So tad Veda Guhya Upanishatsu Godam or tad Brahma Vedate Brahma Yonim. फिर एवरी वर्ड आई विल नॉट एक्सप्लेन नाउ ये पूर्व देवा ऋषय तद्विदु तो द ब्रह्म देवा न्यू इट all the Purva Devas like Rudradi have known it, then Rishaya like Vamadeva, all of them have known it. You know, by their own Purushartha as we have discussed now. Now remember three things. They have known it, they became one with it, therefore they became immortal. Viduhu Tanmayaha Babhuvuhu Amrita Babhuvu. Isn't it? That's what the shloka. Now here one word we little 2 minute मुझे दे दो हम उस पे बात करेंगे. What is it is Amrita Babu. Amrita Babu is not just a word to be missed without its detailed meaning and feeling. हाँ अमर तो immortal हो गए ऐसा नहीं कहो. Amrita Babu means what? Be attentive. All fears gone, all limitations gone, all misery is gone, all modifications gone once for all. That's the meaning of Tabahu. More than that, ki be attentive only in discovering that self as us, myself, that these things will happen. No way. And more than this, the important thought is what? If we don't try to discover self and don't discover him, be attentive, all the agonies which we are going through, miseries we are going through, limitations we are experiencing, fears we are experiencing continuously, they will never end, even if we otherwise, through other efforts, become the Indra or even Brahmadeva or anything else. That is the crux of the shloka, that one jiva, with all his efforts, he became Brahmadeva. Yet he was having all fears and limitations, etc. And that Brahmadeva, only by realizing that Brahman, which is said in the Upanishads, that he became Amrita, means freed from all the fears and limitations. That is the crux of this shloka. So too, somebody became with all his efforts a state of Rudra, and yet he was in fear and misery. Only when he realized that Brahman, that he also became Amrita. So to somebody with all his efforts came up to the level of the Rishi, the Vamadeva. Great state. Yet he was also in all his limitations till he has realized that Brahman. Therefore, what you become in your Upadhi Sthai is never a parameter for freedom from the limitations. You are always limited only. With the Upadhi, even if the Mipadhi may be of the Ishvara, Ishvara is liberated not because of his Ishvaratva. Ishvara is liberated because he knows that he is Brahman. ईश्वर अपने माया शक्ति के साथ तो वो फंसा हुआ बंदा है बेचारा, बार बार उसको अवतार लेकर आना पड़ता है, हे राम हे कृष्ण, एंड एवरीबडी विल ट्रबल देम, इंसल्ट देम, नोबडी लिसन्स टू देम. व्हाट a फालतू जीवन एज ए राम एंड कृष्ण, nobody understands them. It's a misery only. But why Rama and Krishna are still mukta? Not because they are the Swami of the whole world, not because they are the Swami of the Maya. No, because they are Brahman. They realized. Therefore, an ant kaho or a Brahmadeva kaho. With the Upadhi, both are bound. And Nirupadika Brahma Rupena, both are liberated. And in that liberation, the Amrutatva. Amrutatva means Dukkha Rahitya Sukha Prapti. And Ananta Shashvata. So too, Ashanti Rahitya, Shanti Prapti. That also Shashvata. Without that, remember this subtle thought. As we just now said 2.5 minutes back, whatever the pains, miseries, limitations we are going through, we change the upadhi, but these things will continue. Just like I am changing myself from the bedroom to the hall, hall to the kitchen, and from the house to the car, from the car to the road. I am changing this way physically from one place to other, but the me with all my miseries is continuing or not. So too, I am changing from a bachelor to a married man, from a married man to a father. That's happening, but the misery inside is continuing or not. I am changing from the Hazarpati to Lakpati to Karodpati. Okay, but inner limitations कुछ फर्क पड़ा क्या? I am changing from memory to the joint secretary to the secretary to the president. ये हो रहा है, but अंदर का जो कमी तो है ही है ना. देखो. So whichever desha I go, the dukkha is same. Whichever the kala I am in, the dukkha is same. Whichever the paristiti position is there, same. Whichever the other amenities or positions I have got, still same. See, you want to become Pradhana Mantri. Of which desha, whichever desha, usko jaake पूछ, उस प्रधानमंत्री को, is he happy? If at all he says happy, he has to be only spiritual. There's no other way. देखो, not understanding this is called avidya. Therefore, getting deluded by these outer position is called as moha. And trying to seek only them and working for them is samsara. By getting them or not getting, we are samsari only. याद रखो, करोड़ रुपए मिले या ना मिले, दोनों में संसार होता है। नहीं मिले तो नहीं मिलेगा, मिले तो मिलेगा। हजार दोस्त मिले या ना मिले, दोनों का संसार सेम। रिमेंबर इट, बिकॉज उपाधि मीन्स व्याधि ओनली, दुख ओनली. That is the meaning of referring or giving the example of the rishis, the devatas, and Brahmadeva. That by knowing Brahman only they became Amritas. By saying that, what he said, it is not that their glory that they became Brahman. वो ब्रह्मन तो हमको क्या फर्क पड़ता. The content conveys to us this meaning that with all their external positions, they were still in misery until and at last they realized Brahma Tattva. Therefore, one thought, one question. Do you want to achieve anything other than Brahman, or you want to achieve Brahman at every cost? That discretion, that thinking is called Viveka. That's why Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, this is called Viveka. Who will achieve the Mithya Jagat then, if we know it is as Mithya? है ना? ब्रह्म सत्यम जगन मिथ्येति एवं रूपो विनिश्चयः सोयम नित्या नित्य वस्तु विवेक परिगण्यते. This is the another meaning, a meaning of in the other text, Katha Upanishad, why Yamaraj appreciated Nachiketa. Because he chose the Shreyas and not Preyas. He has not chosen any powers, positions, bhoga. He has chosen the Brahma Vidya, the Atma Vidya. That is what made that small child so great. And the great so-called Yamaraj bends in front of him, saying that Beta tere umar mein main bewakoof tha. I never knew what to seek and ask for this Yamapada, and I am given, and everybody runs away looking at me. Amrita Bhavu is a very potent, powerful word that in this text, आज हमने जो पारायण किया उसमें भी आया. In this text, at least I believe 15 times or 10 times this word has come. That realize the self and become immortal. The other meaning of it is what? If you don't realize the self, you will be mortal. Is equal to all the miseries of the mortality eternally will chase you. In that, all of them, the dukkha, sharirika dukkha, manasika dukkha, indriya dukkha, dhana sambandhi dukkha, samsara sambandhi dukkha, jagat sambandhi dukkha, vastu vyakti sambandhi dukkha. Where are we happy? We can never be happy because they are never real, they are delusory. The reality is Brahman. उसमें अगर मिल सकता है तो मिलेगा सुख. अरे ये मिराज वाटर से प्याज कैसा पूछेगा? Okay, I'll not take into that angle of thinking, but this much, Amrita Babu. See the amount of fears we go through every day, the miseries, the disappointment, dejections. Are we going through or not? But do we think that we don't have money? Money है, अरे money है फिर भी दुखी है. We don't have people, no, people are there फिर भी we are दुखी. अगर इतने मनी से दुख नहीं जाता, इतने से भी नहीं जाएगा, याद रखो. 10 लोगों से दुख नहीं जाता, 1000 लोगों से भी दुख नहीं जाएगा. As a human, dukh nahi jayega. As Indra and Brahmadeva also, dukkha will not go. Then how will it go, sir? Amrita Bhavu. Only when you become Tanmaya. And how do you become Tanmaya? Tadviduhu. Tadviduhu Tanmayaha Amrita Bhavu. See, ye Purva Devaha Rishayascha Tadviduhu Te Tanmayaha Bhavuhu Te Amritaha Bhavuhu. Te Tadviduhu Tanmayaha Bhavuhu Amrita Bhavu. Amrtatva is what? How to explain? Any example is absolutely ridiculous and meaningless and never sufficient. But still we say, कि one is in the terrible Kalapani jail in Andaman for 30 years with every punishment given to him, and he is released from there. What sort of freedom he will experience? That's called as Amrutatva, but that also stupid example because बाहर अगर क्या करेगा उसको फिर नौकरी चाहिए वो टेंशन तो चलता ही है फिर से. But I'm just comparatively that moment. I'm not confined to this jail. I need not report to anybody. Isn't it? I'm free now. A little feeling. वो जो उस समय होती है ना वो एक बिंदु तक का समान है. द अमृतत्व which is mentioned here उसको समझाने के. Don't neglect these Upanishadic words. Take them to the heart. Tanmayaha Babu is the goal, Amrita Babu is the uh, thing experienced after reaching the goal. And the means is Tadviduhu. तद्विदु के मार्ग से तन्मया बभू लक्ष्य को पाकर उस लक्ष्य को पाने से अमृता बभू वो अनुभव को पाना है. अगेन अमृतत्व मीन्स नो फियर्स, नो इनसिक्योरिटीज, नो लिमिटेशंस, नो नीड ऑफ एनी अदर एफर्ट्स, none of all these things. There is nothing but bliss and joy and alone, fearlessness alone. The fear of death, the fear of deception, the fear of misery, never ever even iota touch. That's called Amrita. Amrita. Not even the Amrita which the Devatas take. That's only the bodily longevity it is. अब देखो देवताओं ने अमृत भी, अमृत खुद को एक्सपायरी डेट होती है, तो फिर उसको पीकर कौन अमृत बनेगा? दैट इज ओनली टेम्पररी, एक कल्प का है, काल तक हो रहेंगे बस. कोई भी वस्तु शाश्वत हो ही नहीं सकता, तो फिर वस्तु से जो मिलता है वो कैसा परमानेंट हो? सो ते तद्विदुः ते तन्मयाः बभूवुः ते अमृता बभूवुः. So they, with their all positions, doing their duties outside, inside they have discovered that oneness with Brahman. They experience that oneness with Brahman that led to the experience that they are immortal for themselves. ये है इस श्लोक का महत्व. देखो आज हमने गुरु महाराज को मौका दिया. He gave us new insights or not of this shloka. The earlier word also, ब्रह्मादय and all, then the Amrita Bhavu. है ना? Earlier word कौन सा था? गूढ़म. That गूढ़म शब्द, how exhaustively we studied today for 6-7 minutes. So to what is the meaning of Amrita Bhavu? New visions are given to us. Amrita Bhavu is not a word to be neglected. It is to be understood in its entirety. You know? And in one sentence, if it to say, any moment when we are not fully happy, blissful, and therefore even an iota of miserable, we are Mrita Swarupa. Dukkha is equal to Mrityu. Only Ananda is Amrita Swarupa. That happens only in knowing that Amrita Tattva Atma Vastu, Brahma Vastu. That's how the most respectfully, gloriously this Tattpada explanation is concluded. है ना? They even authority is an example. Brahma Deva, Vama Deva, and Rudra Deva, they are examples. They are the ones who studied these Upanishads. They are the ones who have realized the Brahman. They discovered the oneness with them, and there they exclaimed that they are now immortal Amrita. It should not be misunderstood that to know the Brahman we have to become Vamadeva or Indra or their Rudra Deva or Brahma Deva. It is not for that purpose. The purpose is, even if you become that, you will not be immortal unless you realize the self. Then who can realize the self? Everybody, including you and I, even now. But I am not even Lakpati, Karodpati. That is your luck that you are not so. Because those botherations are not with you. Nagaramana praja dhanena tyage naike. Swamiji, I am good for nothing. I have no abilities, no talents, none of the money. You are the most fit fellow for Vedanta. Because you are a pure, clean slate. You can be taught Aham Brahmasmi, you can do it. The more positions, ahanta and mamata, the more stronger is the ego, more difficult to give it up and more difficult to realize the self. ब्रह्मदेव अपने ब्रह्म पद को छोड़कर मन में अहम ब्रह्मास्मि किया, इसलिए गाड द ब्रह्म तत्व Amrita Swarupa. By holding to Aham Brahma means the creator Brahma, he would never become Aham Brahmas. So to the Rudra, I am the Rudra, सबको रुलाता हूँ, मैं पूरा सृष्टि को नाश करता हूँ. With that ego, he will never realize Brahman. He kept it aside. And हमको kept it aside की जरूरत नहीं, क्योंकि वो है ही नहीं. तो छोटे मोटे थोड़े छोटे ईगो होते हैं हमको, that we want to defeat the wife and she always wins. वो भी छोड़ दो, ठीक है. This side you keep on entertaining Ham Brahmasmi, Ham Brahmasmi. तन्मय हो जाओ, बस अमृत हो जाओ, है ना. What we are talking is very gross, superficial level, है ना. This talk, when it becomes knowledge in us, this knowledge when it becomes conviction in us, this conviction when it becomes practical, through the practice, when the glimpses that I am that Brahman happen, that is the real thing. And that when becomes stationary or natural or established in, that's the highest stage. That's what we have to aim at. Okay. एतावता तत्पदार्थः उपवर्णितः. अथ इदानीं त्वं पदार्थम् उपवर्णयितुम् उत्तरे मंत्राः प्रस्तुयन्ते. अब तक आपको तत्पद बता दिया, अब त्वं पद बताने के लिए आगे वाले मंत्र है. What are they? Let us start studying them. Mantra chanting we will do today. Again, enjoy every word's meaning without bhashya and with bhashya, exhaustively. So that this is always available for us for once more to listen. And then at least minimum trupti that हमने तो पढ़ा भैया. Maximum is when we practically do it and experience it. Now, these mantras, 5, 6 of them talk about Jiva to us. Every word is so powerful, perfect. Let us see how much we allow the Shwethashwathara Rishi and Shwethashwara Guru Parampara, Upanishad Guru Parampara to express through us in talking and listening and understanding through these mantras. Who am I, the Jiva? Who am I, the Brahman? Already told. Now we are Jiva caught up. How to know ourselves and how to know that this is what is mistake, how to come out of it, how to realize our Brahma Tattva. So that way this particular chapter is, see, fifth chapter is Tattvamasi Mahavakya Upadesh. तत्पद हो गया, अभी त्वम पद होएगा लास्ट 2 श्लोक में 80. So chant the mantra once enough. Gunanvayo यः फलकर्म कर्ता कृतस्य तस्यैव स च उपभोक्ता स विश्वरूपस्त्रिगुणस्त्रिवर्त्मा प्राणादिपः संचरति स्वकर्मभिः. I'll just give a hint. This is what the definition of Jiva. Jiva is an identity, an individuality, an aham vritti, strengthened by all the clothings, the sweaters around. They are all these words. When we disrobe ourselves of all this nonsense, then we realize our Brahma Swarup. उसका अर्थ ये है, आज ही बता दिया, हिंट दे दिया, तो कल हम पढ़ेंगे. I am Jiva, stronger, therefore I am never realizing my Brahma Tattva because of all these stupid identities I have around me. Unlock them or disown them or disrobe them or throw them away, then you remain as Brahman. And these are the basic. Based on each one of them, we have 100 more identities. For example, first identity I am Deha. Then from that, then I am man or woman. Then are young and old. Then black or white. Then strong or weak. Then fat or thin. These are all subsequent nonsensical identities starting from the first identity that I am Sharira. अब इतने डिस्कार्ड करो तो भी I am Brahman, I can practice ना. This is only beginning. And with all this, then I am a doctor, lawyer, officer, engineer, husband, son, father. अरे बाप रे, इतने सारे पहन के रखा हमने. All of them are the extension of Jivos. First Dehosmi, then Jivosmi, then Shunyosmi, Dukhiyosmi. ये सब डिस्कार्ड करके हम ब्रह्मास्मि. तद्विदुः तन्मया बभूवुः अमृता बभूवुः. सो गुणान्वयो यः फलकर्म कर्ता कृतस्य च तस्यैव च स कृतस्य तस्यैव स चोपभोक्ता स विश्वरूपस्त्रिगुणस्त्रिवर्त्मा प्राणादिपः संचरति स्वकर्मभिः. ये जीव है. कल पढ़ेंगे. ओम 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 पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. तत्सत. ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Okay, friends, come for Gita if you have time.